What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thursday night over here in New York City. I've been batting a little bit of a cold this week, so I apologize. I haven't gotten a video out in a couple days, but thank you guys who've been checking in and liking my other videos, hanging out and all that good stuff. The only channel that's gonna make you scream. So before we do anything else, if you guys can hit that like button, please subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. It means the world. The more likes we get, the more you enter my algorithm, and the more my videos get shared with the people, with you and the people in your network and all that good stuff. So hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Miles of Horror. Appreciate you guys. So anyway, hope you guys doing okay. Again, I'm battling a little bit of a cold, so I'm just trying to get through. I'm a teacher, a lot going on. I coach basketball, so it's like the heart of basketball season. It's just been like long days, early mornings, long days, early mornings. It's been hard to find time, to watch movies as much as I normally do. But that's okay. But anyway, today I'm talking to you guys about downgrading, because everywhere I look, it's upgrading to Blu-ray, upgrading to 4K. What about downgrading? Does anyone ever think about downgrading? And is that a terrible thing? Am I the only person? Lately, I've been thinking about downgrading is cool. If you guys have been following my journey, I have a huge physical media collection, but VHS is very new to me. Okay, and I've been collecting for about 3 months now, and I have a pretty decent collection because that's just who I am. I hit the ground running. I love, love, love VHS. Okay, I've been literally obsessed with it since I started. Scouring claim sales, scouring Mercari, eBay. I even got some fake tapes the other day. Check out my video on that. But I've been watching more VHS than anything else lately, and I'm finding that I'm really enjoying watching these movies on VHS. Movies that I own on Blu-ray, movies that I might own in 4K even. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. And I'm not saying that it's better to own. I'm not saying the picture looks better. I'm not saying the sound's better. Clearly it's not. But I think there are benefits to either owning multiple formats of the movie, or even downgrading in some instances, because there are certain things about VHS that are not replaceable. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So I'm looking to you guys for an answer here. Is it okay to downgrade things? Again, we're always looking for oh, this hasn't been put on disc yet. This hasn't been put on digital. This hasn't been upgraded. What about downgrading, guys? Anybody on the downgrading train? You want to just move from the top to the bottom? Because lately I've been feeling I kind of enjoy watching on VHS. So anyway, I just I love when it does that. Just a couple, titles I've been thinking about lately. And if you've been following my channel, you kind of know I picked up some of these in recent memory. But listen, I'm a child of the tape store era. I was born in '86, so I am the poster child for the VHS store era, etc. So literally, so first off, right off the bat, I have the Troll Complete Collection. It's Troll 1 and Troll 2. Fine, right? I love these movies. Troll 2 is probably my top 10 favorite movies of all time. This stays on my shelf. And it's a decent edition. I think it's a German edition. But I have a region-free player. So that's how I typically watch Troll 2.
They're eating her! They're going to eat me!
If I survive when I watch it. But I recently picked up Troll 2 on VHS. Okay? Now, first of all, I know I am, a lot of you guys don't care about this stuff, but I do. I think packaging matters. I think clearly the movie itself is the most important thing, but I think packaging is not far off, guys. It's the collector in me, and it's the collector in me, but it's also the child in me loves the packaging. This is what I was all about as a kid, seeing the tapes on the store, on the shelves at Blockbuster. And we had a place called Movies. Had a cow on the front and Captain Video. But anyway, first of all, look at the difference here, okay? in packaging. Okay, this sits on my shelf fine. This is a beautiful collectible piece that I have. That in a collectible, protector is not going to wear and tear. Um, this looks just as good as it did. I'm sure, not far off from the day it came out. It's still got all of its color. It's pretty pristine, to be honest with you. A few nicks and dings, a few creases, but so right off the bat, like, yes, the Blu-ray is going to look clearer, okay, in many ways, and the sound is going to be better in many ways. But when I tell you I enjoyed watching on VHS more than again, watching it more than I've ever watched this Blu-ray, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's a downgrade in some things like picture and audio, but to me, like, this is how I watched it as a kid on VHS. So it felt so special to watch it again on VHS, and it doesn't look bad, guys. VHS, one thing I'm finding over and over, the more I watch these things, is that VHS does not look bad. And I think the biggest, the toughest thing about watching VHS sometimes is some of the blacks are blurry and the darks are blurry. That's when it gets a little hard. And I remember that from when I was a kid. Like, sometimes it's hard to see things. But other than that, like, the picture is fine on VHS. It really is. Like, I kind of like the roundness and the graininess. It gives such a charm to watching it. And a movie like Troll 2, when the effects are just so bad, I prefer it. I'm gonna go right on and say it. I have downgraded this to the VHS. I still own the Blu-ray, but I prefer the VHS in every single facet. It's the packaging, it's the presentation of the movie, it's the commercials before. Now, granted, you get some extras in the Blu-ray, so there is a reason to own both. But guys, downgrading is legit. Okay, in some instances, in regard to Troll 2, downgrading is what's up. Some other instances of downgrading where it to be honest with you is not the end of the world. And it's kind of like something I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards every day because I really, really am enjoying VHS. Um, is Leprechaun, guys, a quintessential tape store era movie. Now I have this kind of, bougie, Bush League steelbook. There's nothing on it. It's literally just that original artwork there. But I don't like. Does this make sense to you guys? The original artwork on the steelbook doesn't look great to me. The shininess, it's fine. I'm just not really a steelbook guy these days. When I first got into collecting, I bought a bunch of steelbooks, and since then, I just haven't bought one in years and years, probably about 5 years at this point. I like steelbooks when they come in like a shell and it has like a slip, but steelbooks by themselves, like, it's just not really my thing anymore. There's a cool edition that comes with all the movies, but let's take this for example, right? I have this on my shelf. It's fine, and I like that it doesn't take up a lot of space, which is becoming a big issue. But then I have the Leprechaun on VHS. Now, I'm missing one of them because I got sent a fake tape, which is ridiculous. We'll definitely check out my video on that. But you tell me, like, what is cooler packaging-wise? Okay? I mean, the Leprechaun tapes are some of the most, prolific cover art of all time. And to me, like, Leprechaun is such a special franchise because I watched it when I was a kid, and it was one of those movies that just scared the shit out of me as a kid. I mean, Warwick Davis is just truly a phenomenal actor, and he did a phenomenal job with this role. But like, even the cover art, right? The fact that they didn't even write Leprechaun on the steelbook. Okay. And I'm not just, again, this is not strictly a packaging thing. I'm talking about seeing the movie. Movies like this, like Leprechaun and like Troll 2, where the effects were not meant to be seen. So, I mean, it's just, it looks better to me with a little grain. It looks better to me when it's a little sloppy. Like, that to me is kind of cool. And I'm not saying I wouldn't upgrade if they did it like a 4K set. I'm just a big fan of the franchise, so the collector in me wouldn't be able to let it go. But there's something special about watching a VHS tape, and like, it's clearer and clearer to me with every tape I watch. I just love it, guys. I can't get enough. So listen, it's the packaging, one thing, and it's the collector in me and how it looks on my shelf, and seeing all of them together, like this. It's this, okay, on my shelf, or it's this. Like, come on, guys. Like, you can't tell me this doesn't look fucking banging. Like this doesn't even say Leprechaun, guys. Like how fucking bush league is that? So the collector in me is like just so it's just so nostalgic for VHS, and it just is so special to me. And the more I watch it, I love it, guys. I'm growing more and more obsessed with VHS now. I'm not saying this should be the case for every movie because it's not. You know, I'm not getting every single. I'm not downgrading every single movie, nor do I think you should. But I do think there's a case to be made for certain franchises that can absolutely be downgraded, and you can get just as much of an experience with better packaging, better late night kind of mood. Like there's a tone and a mood that's set when you pop in a VHS tape that quite frankly, for me, can't be replicated as a kid of the 90s. You know, I think Puppet Master is a decent example as well. You know, I have the Puppet Masters. You know, I'm still working on getting the full set, but I have, you know, 4 tapes here. I have the collection right here. Which again, this is kind of cool. It has all the movies, and again, I own both, so there's nothing wrong with having both. But or even something like Child's Play, right? Like I have Child's Play. I have the first 3 Child's Play. Now this is just so iconic, right? And you can't replicate these covers. You just can't. Okay, now again, something like Arrow Videos Chucky box set. You get everything in one, and the artwork on this is fine, and it looks kind of cool. But like, it's just the spines and the back is kind of shitty. Like there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And again, like I had that lenticular Blu-ray Warner Brothers set. I sold that a few months back because I didn't need it anymore. But still, like it just doesn't compare. Like, and again, that grain of Child's Play. I watched Child's Play when I was like 8 years old at a birthday, at a sleepover birthday party. I stayed up all by myself. I've done a video on this before, and everyone else went to sleep, and I popped in the tape by myself at like 12:30 at night. Again, I was like 8 years old, and at my buddy Mike Pond's house. Okay, and really good friend of mine for the majority of my life. And we were all at his house sleeping over, and we rented the tape, and everyone else passed out. And I was like, fuck this, I'm watching this shit. And I put it in, and I watched the whole thing by myself. And that is one of my first really powerful horror memories. And it's like, it was this tape, guys. It was this tape. So like to watch that grain, and it's just really special to me. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts, guys. Downgrading movies. Am I crazy for this? Is it a legit thing to like want to downgrade? Am I an idiot? Hit me up in the comments. I'm so interested to hear your thoughts on this because we all talk about upgrading and upgrading, and this needs to come out on disc. But like, can we be content with VHS sometimes? Are there certain franchises that maybe are just meant for VHS? You know, let me know in the comments. I think this is a very polarizing topic, and I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think. If you think downgrading is a joke, and I'm a joke, that's okay. These are just my thoughts, guys, off the cuff. So hit me up. Let me know what you guys think about downgrading, or you know, what your thoughts are. And I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.